Welcome back to my class, and today we are going to review Unit 7, 8, and 9 of English 9. So today's lesson will be going to be the part 1. So let's go. So lesson 1A. Mark the questions with falling, rising, or falling, rising arrows. Then listen, check, and repeat. You're going to have 1 minute to listen.
Review 3. Page 42. Language. Pronunciation. Activity 1A. Mark the questions with falling, rising, or falling rising arrows. Then listen, check, and repeat.
A. What are you doing? Are you baking?
Yes, I'm trying a recipe for Japanese cotton cheesecake.
Japanese cotton cheesecake? Sounds strange.
Right, but my friends say it's really delicious.
Do they sell that kind of cake in bakeries?
Yes, but I want to make it myself.
Great, let's check the answers. A. What are you doing? Are you baking? B. Yes. I'm trying a recipe for Japanese cotton cheesecake. A. Japanese cotton cheesecake? So the arrow goes up. Sounds strange. Right, but my friends say it's really delicious. Do they sell that kind of cake in bakeries? Again, the arrow goes up in bakeries because this is a question and bakeries is at the end of that question. Lastly, B. Yes, but I want to make it myself. So that is the end of exercise 1A. Let's go to exercise 1B. Mark the sentence, with falling or rising arrows. Then listen, check, and repeat. You're going to listen to the audio.
Review 3. Page 42. Language. Pronunciation. Activity 1B. Mark the sentences with falling or rising arrows. Then listen, check, and repeat.
B. This tour is cheap.
That tour is cheaper?
Let's book that tour today.
But the travel agent is closed today.
Tomorrow is fine.
Okay, let's check the answer. A. This tour is cheap. So cheap, arrow goes down at cheap. B. That tour is cheaper. So cheaper have a rising arrow. A. Let's book that tour today. Again, falling arrow at today. B. But the travel agent is closed today. In this sentence, today we have a rising pattern. And lastly, tomorrow is fine. So a falling arrow. Let's go to exercise number 2. Fill each blank with a word or phrase from the box. And the words given are tender, bilingual, stew, jet lag, board, garnish, excursion, official language, and marinate. You can take your time to do this exercise. Pause the video as you might. Great, let's check the answers. Number 1, remember to marinate the sliced beef in a little oil for half an hour before stir frying. The beef will be tender that way. Number 2, I'm learning to garnish different dishes to make them more attractive. So the answer is garnish in number 2. Number 3, you should stew the beef for an hour if you want, or if you want your grandparents to have it. So the answer is stew. Number 4, my best friend couldn't come to the party because she was suffering from jet lag after her trip to the USA. So jet lag here is the answer. Number 5, are you going on excursions in this with your class this Sunday? Yes, we have one twice a year. And number 6, do you require half or full board? Half, please. So answer is full board. Number 7, I was born in Vietnam and grew up in France. I can speak both Vietnamese and French, so I'm bilingual. Number 8, what is the official language of Canada? There are 2, English and French. That is the end of exercise number 2. Let's go to exercise number 3. Fill each blank with the correct form of the word given. Again, take your time. You can pause the video if you want to do the exercise. Great, let's check. Number 1, my brother trained to be a teacher, but then he decided to become a tour guide. So, guide is the answer here. Number 2, if you want to pay a more reasonable price, remember to book the tour 2 weeks in advance. The answer here is reasonable. Number 3, my English is a bit rusty. I haven't used it for years. Rusty is the correct form of rust here. Number 4, my grandfather is 80 years old and he is fluent in both French and English. Fluent is the answer. Number 5, there's nothing more boring than a seaside town in the low season. Number 6, to make a carrot cake for 4 people, you need 200 grams of grated carrot. Number 7, when you place food over boiling water to cook, it means you steam it. Number 8, someone who is going past a particular place is a passerby. That is the end of the exercise. Let's do exercise number 4. There's one mistake in the underlying words in these sentences. Find and correct it. Pause the video to do it. Great, let's check. Number 1. So number 1, the mistake is B. We had an excursion to the Lake Hudson, and the correct answer is to Lake Hudson. There's no "the" here. Number 2, C. Don't put too much garlic in the salad. 2 punches are enough. So actually, the correct answer is bunch, because bunch doesn't have a bunch doesn't transform into bunches when it's more than 2 objects. So C is the correct answer. Number 3, the correct answer is D. If you did more exercise, your muscle will So actually the correct answer here is will become stronger, I think. Number 4, the answer is B, the breakfast. Because here, remember not to skip breakfast is actually the correct answer. That is no the in the middle of skip and breakfast. And number 5, C is the correct answer. I don't like to eat out because it isn't easy to find a restaurant which have is incorrect because has is the correct correct word here. So has need to be there, not have. 6, D is the correct answer, and it's considered a mistake because she's fluent in both English and French, but her Vietnamese is rusty, even though she is the Vietnamese American. So the is incorrect here, but we do not erase or completely cut it out. But we here actually we replace it with un or a. In this circumstance, A is the correct word. So she's fluent in both English and French, but her Vietnamese is rusty, even though she is a Vietnamese American. Get it? Great. Let's go to exercise number 5. What would you say in these situations? Use conditional structures and the words given to write suitable sentences. Pause the video to do the exercise if you want. So number 1, by using should, we connect the sentence like this. If you want to widen your English vocabulary, you should read short stories in English. And that's the answer number 1. Number 2, you can become a tour guide if you learn more about history and culture. Number 3, you can tell her like, if you want to improve your English, you may go to either the Sun or the Shine language centers. Number 4, a friend asks you what you would do at a restaurant if you saw a fly in your soup. You may tell him, if I saw a fly in my soup, I would tell the manager. Number 5, the answer is, you should tell them, if I were you, I would go to Shangyi Resort. That is the end of exercise number 5. Let's go to exercise number 6. Combine each pair of sentences to make a complete sentence using a suitable relative pronoun. Pause the video, please. Okay, let's check. Number 1, last holiday we stayed in a resort. Me recommended to us. So the answer is, last holiday we stayed in a resort which or that me recommended. Number 2, some people talk too loudly in public places. I don't like them. I don't like people who talk loudly in public places is the answer. Number 3, dishes are so hot, my mother has cooked them. So the answer is, the dishes which or that my mother has cooked are so hot. Number 4, last year I visited a small town. They filmed the little girl there. The answer is, last year I visited a small town in which they filmed the little girl. Number 5. Miss Mai was my teacher. I will never forget her. The answer is, Miss Mai was a teacher who I will never forget. That is the end of exercise number 6. Let's go over exercise number 7. Complete each short dialogue with a sentence in the box. A. I'm not into science. B. I can't wait to go camping with you again. C. But I'm starving. D. Lucky him. E. I can't picture her in traditional costume. So pause the video if you want to do the exercise, please. Okay, let's check. Number 1. Hey, don't touch that. You have to wait for our grandparents before starting to eat. So B answers. C. It means he or she said, but I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything this morning. Number 2. A said, why have you changed the channel? And B said, so he said, I'm not into science. I prefer ecotourism on channel 12. A is the answer here. Number 3. A said, Me is giving a presentation on Vietnamese food at an international conference. She has decided to wear áo dài. So B said E, which is, I can't picture her in traditional costume. She usually wears casual clothes. Number 4. A, we are going camping this weekend. Would you like to join us? B, great. B is the answer, so B said, great, lucky him. Lastly, number 5, A, Phong is the winner of our English speaking contest. He has been given 5 million dongs. B said, D, lucky him. Also, there's a mistake here. So actually in number 4, B is the answer. So it reads, I can't wait to go camping with you again. So sorry for that. That is the end of the lesson. Let's go over the homework. Learn by heart the structures. Rewrite the exercise into the notebooks. Prepare for first period tests. 1 period test. Sorry. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.